We are exiting executive session. Phil, will you please welcome our guests back into the meeting? I'd just like to note that we now have Highway Commissioner Harry Benton participating virtually via Zoom.
Yeah.
I can find a way to have Stephen Phillips and get it.
Okay, thanks for joining us. We have our guests back in the room. Moving on to new business. First item under new business, can I get a motion to approve resolution number 25-15-R warrant of appointment?
So moved.
Second. Thank you all. I'm gonna read the warrant. It says, whereas Mary C. Francis was elected to Wheatland Township Board of Trustees on April 1, 2025, and whereas Mary C. Francis resigned from the board effective October 15th, 2025. And whereas Mary C. Francis's resignation created a vacancy in the office of trustee, and whereas less than 60 days have expired since the vacancy was created, and the Wheatland Township Board of Trustees, desiring to have the advice and counsel of Meta Mueller on the Board of Trustees, takes the following action. Now therefore be it resolved by the supervisor and the Board of Trustees of Wheatland Township that Meta Mueller is appointed trustee of Wheatland Township to fill the vacancy effective November 13th, 2025. The town clerk is directed to issue forthwith a certified copy of this warrant of appointment and deliver the same to the said Meta Mueller, notifying them of their appointment as trustee of Wheatland Township. This resolution shall be in full force and effective on November 13th, 2025. Any comments or questions on the resolution before moving on to roll call? Hearing none, roll call please.
Supervisor Crowe,
Yes.
trustee Tyson,
Yes.
trustee Blewett,
Yes.
trustee Klein.
Yes.
Motion passed.
I'm going to pass around a copy of this warrant, if you all can please sign it, and then we'll get make a copy and provide it to the appointed candidate. Next item on the agenda is approval of resolution number 25-16-R. Warrant of appointment for the tax collector. I'm gonna go ahead and read that one now. It says, whereas David Scriven Young was elected to the position of tax collector of Wheatland Township on April 7th, 2021, and whereas David Scriven Young resigned from the position effective September 30th, 2025, and whereas David Scriven Young's resignation created a vacancy in the office of tax collector. And whereas less than 60 days have expired since the vacancy was created, and the Wheatland Township Board of Trustees, desiring to appoint Jeff Cole as tax collector, take the following action. Now therefore be it resolved by the supervisor and Board of Trustees of Wheatland Township that Jeff Cole is appointed tax collector of Wheatland Township to fill the vacancy effective November 13th, 2025. Town clerk is directed to issue forthwith a certified copy of this warrant of appointment and deliver the same to the said Jeff Cole, notifying them of their appointment as tax collector of Wheatland Township. This resolution shall be in full force and effective November 13th, 2025. Any comments, questions, or concerns about the resolution? Hearing none, roll call please.
We did a motion for them?
Did we not? I'm sorry, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
And a roll call.
Second, you, Klein?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jeff, would you prefer Jeffrey or Jeff on this?
Jeff is fine.
Okay. All right, roll call please.
Supervisor Crowe,
Yes.
trustee Tyson,
Yes.
trustee Blewett,
Yes.
trustee Klein.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
All right, thank you. Congratulations to you both. Next item on the agenda is approval of ordinance number 25-07-O, the tax levy for the town fund.
Motion.
Need a second, please?
Second.
All right, so this is putting forth a levy request for $993,855. That is a tax levy increase of less than 3%. The rest of the ordinance is simply how you kind of intend to allocate those amongst different categories within your budget. Just note that this is not formalizing and setting a budget. This is simply for us to determine what our tax revenues will be for the town fund. Generally, our fund revenues exceed our tax levy for interest, fees, and all these other things that we may collect, and grants as well. So, any questions? One thing I will note, and we will just make updates to this just from a procedural standpoint, does still say Mary Frances, so we'll remove Mary Frances under the roll call since she is not a trustee anymore. And then also, what is the term when you're fixing just general descriptor errors? I don't know. Like resolutions ordinances, there's a term for that, but Scrivener's error, so we'll go ahead and correct those. On here, so any additional questions before we move on?
So that means we can't sign this today. It has to be corrected before we can actually sign it.
Yeah, so so we'll be able to pass it with, and make the, you know, those basic corrections. And then once those are corrected, Terry and I will be signing it's just Terry and I who sign
Okay.
the road district, and then I believe, forget if it's Harry or I, who signs. I'm sorry,
Okay,
I'll sign for the township, and I believe Harry has to sign one of them for the road district as well.
okay.
Okay. So. I'll go through and make sure all those typos are corrected. Which page is that one? That is for the road district side, okay. So. Excuse me. All right, okay, so again, this represents a less than 3% increase. You can go up to 4.99% before you have to have a special hearing to get, and put notices in like the paper and stuff. I think technically we could go up to like 1,004,000 or something without hitting that benchmark, but we don't need to go that high, because I think we're gonna be continuing to get some grants, so I'm happy with this number. This is the number that was put forth and recommended by our accountant.
Okay.
All right, everybody good with this number before we move on to roll call?
Yes.
Did we not do a motion? Did I keep forgetting the motion? Yeah, I thought we did a motion on this.
Oh, we did together to this one, yeah, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, can I get a motion?
Motion,
Second.
Alright. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Grant,
Yes.
trustee Tis,
yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Clark,
Yes.
ordinance passes. Make time to update.
Yeah, that's, so these are like forms that the township officials of Illinois, they get the templates.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you, motion carries, four, right, yeah, four of us, 4-0. Next item on the agenda, approval of ordinance number 25-08-O, tax levy for the road district. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion,
Second.
Second.
All right, Harry, are you able to unmute so you can just give any quick comments, or otherwise I can read what you sent me earlier?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You speak. 5 more seconds to figure it out, otherwise I'll read them, the comments.
I don't know if you can hear me or not. Oh, okay. All right. I just got confirmation. So, I went over the levy with the attorney along with the conversations about labor, material, and future equipment costs, things have gone up, so we have to take a look at that levy. But the budget's always gonna change in the future, but right now we look like we're in a pretty good spot. We're gonna have to change some stuff around. We have some future equipment that we have to buy, and then the cost of pipe has gone up and the cost of materials. Uh, just trying to make responsible decisions on the projects. And then I'll go over some of the other, fiscal impacts when it comes time to doing the report.
All right, thanks. Any questions for Harry? His levy increase, was it like 4.7%-ish? Something like that, right? So it
Yeah,
still stays, it stays under the 5%.
it stays under the 5%, and then submitting that levy doesn't mean that, things are going to go up or down. So this is just a responsible levy.
Any questions before roll call? And I know we did an approval on that. No, all right, hearing none, roll call please.
Supervisor Crowner.
Yes.
Trustee Tyson.
Yes.
Trustee Bowie.
Yes.
Trustee Klein.
Yes.
Ordinance passed.
Okay, so we'll fix those scriveners there, scriveners. Scriveners there. Scriveners there. And then,
Wasn't saying it wrong.
and then, Harry and I will sign the documents as well as, Terry, and then we'll get those filed with the county. Those are due before. Like the last Monday of December or something, I forget the way they say it, but we'll be well ahead of the deadline for it. Next item on the agenda, can I get a motion to approve the 2026 board meeting schedule?
So moved.
A second, please.
Second.
You all should have gotten a copy of that from, Carolyn via email.
Yes.
But I will bring it, actually, I'll just read you guys the holidays for those who do not have a copy in front of them. Just give me one moment.
Yes.
So the holiday schedule is as follows. New Year's, for days that the, office will be closed, and time off for our employees. So New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Lincoln's birthday, President's Day, Good Friday, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, the day following Thanksgiving, and Christmas Day. In addition, our staff also has one floater holiday that they are able to use at their discretion with departmental approval. This calendar schedule basically mirrors what you would see at the county level. That's generally what I try to get us to. Alright, any questions, comments, concerns?
Zillow.
Alright, can we do all roll call, please?
Supervisor Crowner.
Yes.
Trustee Tyson.
Yes.
Trustee Bowie.
Yes.
Trustee Klein.
Yes.
We went out of order on there, but we'll get to the next one. I skipped this one. Approval of the 2026 board meeting schedule. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Bringing that up now, so it's the same that we do every year, so it's gonna continue to be the second Thursday of the month, every month with the exception of the month of April, which is when we have our annual town meeting. Tuesday, which would be Tuesday, April 14th. So what we do for when we have the town meeting, we immediately follow that town meeting with the monthly board meeting. Any questions on there? Is everybody still okay with the second Thursday of the month? Or we approve? Yes.
Yeah, that continues to work for me.
Okay, great. Can we move on to roll call, please?
Supervisor Crowner.
Yes.
Trustee Tyson.
Yes.
Trustee Bowie.
Yes.
Trustee Klein.
Yes.
Passes.
Alright, thank you. Last item under new business is approval of resolution number 25-17-R, open to new bank accounts. So I'm gonna read the formal title. It's a resolution authorizing the township supervisor to open new bank accounts and transfer funds. So as you will all see, the purpose of this is primarily for our investment accounts. The public, let me get you the exact title. The Public Funds Investment Act allows us to invest into interest-bearing accounts, CDs, money market instruments, and other permitted financial vehicles. What I'm asking for here is the ability to open those accounts as the interest rate market, continues to stay elevated, right? Allowing me the ability to move our reserve funds into accounts to take advantage of higher interest rates. So we had a locally owned bank, First American Bank. They actually have a branch less than a mile from here on the way towards 95th Street. They also have a branch location at Butler and Weber in Bolingbrook. They are able to offer us a higher interest rate on our money market account than the current option that we have. They said that they will beat the rates that we're getting. And they are publicly available rates, so we will know if they're not actually beating the rates for the previous entities. So what I added in here was just the ability to make that a possibility. Then the other thing I put in here as far as a reporting requirement, I'll just read that out loud. It says sorry. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to apply it.
Been a long week.
Mhm.
Reporting requirements. A township supervisor shall provide the township board with a written report at the next regular board meeting following the opening of any new account. Any investments taken under, I actually gotta fix that piece to a, or any transfer of any funds exceeding any amount set forth by board policy or otherwise determined by the board. Such reports shall include the name of the financial institution, the type and purpose of account or investment, and the amount of any funds transferred. So you guys will be kept in the loop as, immediately following any potential transfers. As I said, the intention for this really is to take advantage of these higher interest rates that are being offered to us by local banks.
So is this like, does this include like anything I'm thinking we'd probably be doing with mental health clinic and stuff like that? Cause I'm
Yeah.
it's gonna involve like
Yeah.
separate account and all that when time comes.
So
How
for
about it?
grants, what we're
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
so we can talk procedurally about that down the line, but one of the things that I think would be good is for the grants specifically, for separation of capital for easier tracking is actually whenever we get a new grant, and we have more than enough reserves to be able to do something like this. For example, we received a $34,000 grant from Will County, so what I think would be good would be to put that into its own account so we can draw down specifically on that 34,000. It makes it easier for us to track and then do reporting when we go for a submission of reimbursement to the county for those funds. So they'll be able to see it on a single statement. We won't have to give them a statement for our regular bank account, right, showing that spend down. So that's one of the things that I want to do there. But primarily interested right now in taking advantage of the money market account. And then just for those who are not aware, the way the money market accounts that work that we're eligible for, there is no loss of capital there. They are FDIC insured. And it is interest bearing accounts that pay out interest daily. So the interest rate is actually set on a daily basis and you get that interest rate divided by 365, right, times your fund balance. I talked to our accountant, he vetted the bank as well, and he gave the thumbs up for this move. Okay. Any questions, comments, or concerns before moving on to roll call?
The bank must be okay because Will County accepts our taxes through First American.
Oh, do they?
Yes, they do.
There we go. I just like that, they're locally owned, and we have a branch literally like within a half mile here, and then another branch about 3 miles, so. Yeah, we'll move on to roll call, please.
Supervisor Graham,
Yes.
trustee Tyson,
Yes.
trustee Gilroy,
Yes.
trustee Clement.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of building claims. Can I get a motion to approve our town and road district fund bills and claims?
So moved.
Second. All right, any questions, comments, or concerns on the bills? None this month? No?
On the bills?
Yes.
On
Any questions on the bills?
the-
No? Okay, just making sure.
Did you?
I wasn't sure if you were reading notes, like if you had to
Oh.
bring up for the bills.
Alright, no, not for the bills.
Okay, move on to roll call, please.
Supervisor Graham,
Yes.
Trustee Tyson,
Yes.
trustee Boyer,
Yes.
trustee Klein.
Yes.
Okay,
All right, thank you. And please don't forget to sign the bill sheet before leaving this evening. Next item is reports, right? I did not miss anything else. I'm sorry, it's been a very long week. Senior Administrator Bill Green.
I'll use some of Michael's time a little bit. I just got back from attending the Township's Illinois Annual Conference.
When I read that.
One of the things that I like when I'm going there is especially to go to the clerk session. The crux of it is that to the clerks and the associate clerks, things like that. Try to not make any drama, don't get caught in gossip, and get as much education as you can. Terry probably agree with that. Another couple of sessions were Ask the Attorney, it's my favorite one, it's always good information. Carrie Lynn and all the people we always see are up there, and you can throw anything at them, and there was some kind of stupid questions, but that always happens, but where they try to get the panel, I think they intentionally trying to get the panel to disagree with each other, and then they can kind of go at it, so it's kind of fun. But you do pick up stuff as they're going. I did speak with a bunch of the vendors. There was one there that had a specific cemetery program. For actual, running the cemetery, and I asked them just to send the information. Also our monthly IATA, which is Illinois Association of Township Administrators, and the MTA Metropolitan Township Association, their meetings were there. There wasn't a lot of meeting going on, but except there was drinking going on, but I don't know. So the meetings were about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and the rest of the meeting was the other 50 minutes that continued on after. But I don't drink much. Opening ceremony, township flags, every year we go there, we don't have a township flag.
Consider that for next year.
Yeah, we need a township flag.
That'd be cool.
And because they put at the opening ceremony, they put all the township flags up on a dais, and it looks kind of cool, and we don't have one, and if somebody representing from township can get the.
Would you like a community vote on it and get people engaged, select the best flag?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's something we can work, wouldn't be a big deal, we can fire a poll. The guest motivational speaker that morning was Jim Morris, who's famous for being the rookie, the pitcher that is a teacher and coach, and he ended up playing for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They gave away a whole bunch of baseballs with his autograph, and I always told my players, if you want to get an autograph from a professional athlete, it's kind of like, don't just do that, it would really kind of shake your arms or whatever. That's why I got a baseball with Jim Morris's autograph on it.
Nice.
President's address and those type of things. That's what went on. Also had time with Michael and Angel and the rest of our staff and the people down there that were there. So I don't know if Michael's gonna have more. Passports, we are actually open for passports at this point. We'll be going full blast though on Monday. We do need one more small item that we don't really have to have. I need to talk to Michael about it, but it'd be nice to have a postage meter instead of buying postage. You know, we would have a better record of exactly what we're spending on postage, because we get paid by the person getting the passport. They actually have one of the two checks has to be for postage, but you can't really take the check with it. So if we have a postage meter that just reimburses it,
Makes a lot more sense.
yeah. And then, you know, you can, the other departments could use it. They just mark down what postage they're running, so we fill it out correctly. So we will definitely, but the federal government already has this as being open, and we'll be taking appointments, I believe, starting the 24th, this is the way I look at it. Cemetery, I've worked with Laura and Ben and Rich, and I think that when Jim takes it over, he has a really great team, and I know they've been there for a long time, and they've, you know, done the burials over the years, and they've done a great job, and I appreciate that. What Trustee Tyson said about me, again, it was a a battle for me as I'm going through and reading all these stories. You're basically seeing a little data, but reading a story into it of families, and I had to stop several times and because it would bring a tear because I lost a son, same thing, so it was difficult, but I'm done with the putting that database together. And now when Jim, whoever gets involved, we can look at that program that I saw in Springfield, or we can continue. But I think we need something that probably is more than just database and whatever, but the last couple of weeks have been really really interesting, and it's taught me a lot. Well, I have. Any questions? No.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have,
Mary's report?
copy
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
Mary.
report for Mary Casper, our assessor.
Okay. To all, the final tally for formal appeals was 278, the highest amount we have ever had. In addition to the 235 informal appeals. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my staff for all their hard work and diligence in completing this enormous task and delivering the evidence by the deadline outlined by the Will County Board of Review. Thank you so much, Amber, Brandy, Isabel, and Jan. Your hard work is greatly appreciated. We would also like to thank our field agents who helped catch up work from last year after the loss of our field agent. Thank you to Chip, Ray, Chris, and Don. Sincerely, Mary Katzberg.
Thank you. Who's next down there? We've got Highway Commissioner Harry Benton, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so went over the levy. There's some of the things that are coming down the line. 119th bridge engineering between Naperville and Plainfield coming in around $350,000 for engineering on our portion of it. That's without getting into construction costs. I'm trying to shift those costs back over because Naperville just did the development of the Polo Club. They want pedestrian bridges. We haven't had them in the past, and it's pretty much for the city of Naperville. And then Plainfield is doing the commercial development. So since we really haven't had a lot of the growth, I'm trying to talk them into taking some of those engineering costs and take some of that off of our plate because it could end up costing, millions of dollars. Along with 135th, there's some engineering that needs to change just east of the fire station, and they want to change elevations and change the flooding for the river. That's another expensive one that could cost millions. That's going to be intergovernmental agreement. Both of those projects, we're looking for grants, not only from the state, but from the county and then federally. The drainage projects are all wrapped up. All the pipe is done. We ended up putting a lot in, changing a lot within Wheatland Industrial Park. Did a good job. Tamarack, landscaping cleanup process and tree removal and maintenance is happening now. We had one snow event. Road crew did a good job getting out early before rush hour. They ended up beating out the municipalities and getting salt down. And then I am reaching out to the Will County Sheriffs about the trucks still parking on both sides of the street in the industrial park. Even after we did the resolution and adopted it and signage was placed. Naperville and Pulte replaced the sign on 119th, the speed sign. So that should be resolved now. And then I'm just actively working through the engineering program for the road program, working to find grants consistently, working on development agreements that are just in front of us for the current developments with Gorman, along with renewing the IGAs and just partnering with the municipalities to share that. We've also been sharing part of our crew over to Plainfield Township to help them as part of the intergovernmental agreement, and we're going to utilize their staff to come over. But the road crew's been doing a really good job. They've been working on a lot of good projects, staying on time and trying to keep everything under budget. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Harry? Thank you, Harry. Next up, trustee Matt Glowiak.
Yeah, my report is relatively brief, here this month, just continuing to, communicate with different people to get ideas, in terms of things that we could put into the community mental health center that we're gonna be working on here. I've continued to remain in contact with, those individuals who said they'd be willing to step up and be a part of the task force. Fortunately, we are all still interested and willing to do that. I do have a meeting next week with a couple of the administrators from the Will County Health Department. I'm very excited for that meeting, because I think we're gonna get a lot of information they're gonna be sharing with me, kind of how some of the community work that they've done, this peer support program they have. We're gonna talk about their internship program and what they could do, and possibly maybe some ways to be able to work together there. So still a lot of collaborating. It was really helpful knowing about the grant last month. And I know we're still talking about allocating funds specifically to this and try to figure out those exact numbers. So more to follow on that. I'll continue keeping on top of things, but yeah, that's what I got for now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Jeff Klein.
Nothing to report on this month, thank you.
All right, thank you. Trustee Margaret Tyson.
Okay, our senior luncheon is next Wednesday, November the 11th, and our guest speaker is our very own Harry Benton. He's representing our township highway as highway commissioner and as Illinois state rep. And we're gonna also ask Bill Green to talk about passports and how the seniors can get a one-day turnaround. That's gonna be, no? No? Didn't I hear?
One day
Didn't I
turnaround,
hear you say one-day turnaround?
it can be done and really expensive.
Oh, emergency, okay. Scratch that out. Don't encourage that.
No,
2-week turnaround. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
no, it can be done. They spend the day down in Chicago at the Passport Center, basically, in and out, in and out, in and out. But you can get done you can get done in one day.
Okay. And okay, so we are running out of money for the senior luncheon. We have enough money for November luncheon. We're gonna have, we're catering Panera bread
Okay,
sandwiches, but we factored in November's luncheon and also our holiday holiday party, which
Okay.
normally the township funds it.
Mhm.
At this point, we don't think we don't have enough money to fund it, so we might have to go to Plan B and ask them to chip in.
Okay.
But we're hoping that maybe the township would give us some extra money so we can fund it completely.
What is the date of the senior luncheon in December?
December the 12th, 17th, it's on a Wednesday, the third Wednesday.
Okay, well, our budget or our finalizing of our budget amendment will be in December prior to that, so we'll be okay.
We're in good shape.
There we go. Good to know.
Okay. Oh, and this, our holiday luncheon is invitation only, so if anybody wants to barge in, it's too late.
I have
Plan the barge in.
Just kidding, not you
Have
guys.
you all made a decision on where?
Oh, yeah, we're going to Angelique, is that how it's pronounced, Angelique? Angelique and Naperville on Naper Boulevard and Chicago.
Okay. All right,
And they're opening for us, they don't normally open for lunch.
Yeah.
They're opening at lunchtime for us.
cool. All right, thank you. Any questions, comments for Margaret? All right, Clerk Jones,
Tifoyos and Naples were closed.
any questions, comments? Clerk Jones? All right. For my comments, try to make this brief. As did Bill, I attended the Township Official of Illinois Conference down in Springfield, had an opportunity to attend several sessions. I think the one that was most exciting for me was probably the ones with regards to like youth services and youth engagement. So learned a lot about what some other townships are doing. Got some business cards and names of folks so that I can kind of pick their brains and seeing how they make things happen and what mechanisms they have for funding those outside of strictly your tax levy. But again, got an opportunity to network with several folks and we'll be having several follow-up conversations and hoping to do some site visits. So as I arrange site visits at other townships, I'll extend that invitation for you all as well. If you'd like to come see how some other townships do things. I think one of the cool things about townships is like every township really does things different, like everybody, it's pretty unique. So I'm excited to get that moving. The gentleman who spoke earlier mentioned a couple things, and it was one of them being the electricity. Since I've been on the board in 2021, every cycle that we've had energy aggregation. At the end of it, the electricity can go like this, right? But at the end of every single term, our residents have ultimately saved money on each of those. Because we're generally anticipating increases coming on the ComEd side, and sometimes those increases are drastic. So our residents have generally saved. I think when we did the internal calculation, we kind of described it as a hedge, right? This next one that we were coming in very slightly ahead of ComEd, and that we discussed the amount that the difference in what the monthly bill could be for folks. And they have the option to opt out, but that hedge was against the heavily anticipated increases that are coming in this coming summer. So generally, we're a little bit as far as the difference in cost. In the very beginning, we usually, are a little slight premium to ComEd, but then usually what happens is midway through, as ComEd raises theirs, we're at a pretty severe discount. So I don't think in any year we've had less than, $100 and something of savings for our residents over the course of the year. And then with regards to the energy aggregation as well as the garbage program, both were items that were put forth before the voters of Wheatland Township, and they ultimately were the ones that decided that they were interested in that program being in existence. So something that we've continued to do in recent years. One other, well, I was down in Springfield, the DuPage Township Supervisor requested a discussion with regards to our intergovernmental agreement with them for the food pantry. So as you all may know, food pantries, even prior to government shutdown, have seen a drastic increase in number of visits on a requesting their services. So they kind of did an analysis of the last 6 months, and they're estimating that they're actually getting over 100 visits per month from Wheatland Township residents right now. As you all know, we pay $50, so that comes out to about 50 cents per visit. They are asking if we would be open to an increase. So what I did tell them was that I would be reviewing our budget to see what capacity we have for the remainder of this fiscal year. And kind of as I'm doing our planning for next fiscal year as well, what we could afford. They were asking if we'd be open to moving to a per visit basis. So they did offer this, and we did pass it around quickly. That's what the average resident receives from the township food pantry per visit. So you can see there's significant amount of things that come within that basket. So I don't know what that number looks like yet. I kind of, like I said, have to do a calculation, whether it makes sense, kind of put forth an offer to them, and then it would be brought back before the board, probably at the December meeting, to ultimately decide if we want to go down that route or if we want to, look at alternative options. Just wanted to put that on your radar. They initially asked for $10 per visit, which would be like, that'd be like 1,000 a month extra for the township. So you all know our township levy isn't as robust as some other townships, so we'll have to figure out, what it would take and what number we could ultimately afford. So I will keep you guys posted, and you'll have a response. Either ultimately what's gonna happen is either we'll come back with a number that's agreeable to them, or they'll cancel our access. I think it's like a 90-day notice or something like that, so I'll let you all know at the December meeting. So that covers all those pieces, and then the last thing, just to put on your radar, as you all know, again, we've talked about this several times, we've received a grant for mental health services, we're gonna continue to pursue additional grants. Obviously, this space is not conducive to that, we will have to do a lease for some space to provide those services outside of this building, since we're capped for capacity. So anytime a township wants to go into the sale, purchase, or leasing of any sort of space, you have to put that before the electors for an approval. So we'll likely be having a special, electors meeting, which is the public meeting, sometime in December. To authorize the township the ability to go and rent, at least some space, within the township to be able to offer those expanded services. And again, that's, those, that's already baked into our budget. From our initial budget that we passed at the beginning of the summer. Okay, any questions before we adjourn?
I have two additional things in our senior committee luncheon meeting. Bonnie has suggested that maybe we can play games with the seniors at least once a month outside of the luncheon. Maybe come here or come go to
Sure.
the church and just play games for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to provide food or anything like that because the seniors do like to play games and they
For
want to do something different.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things we talked about. And I also make a point to go to the DuPage Township's meeting on Tuesdays
Mhm.
evening,
Okay,
first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah.
Cause they do a lot.
yeah,
They
yeah,
have-
their
they have-
senior
They
center.
have my head spinning. They do so much. It's incredible. So I'm taking notes
Thank
to
you,
see how we can partake in some of their things.
understood, thank you. Any additional comments before we adjourn for the evening?
He mentioned the website. Are we,
Yeah, I'll go through there and check the pages, and if you wanna work with me on that to figure out which pages need to be updated. So that we can get that, we don't have. I think that was one of the things that we started exploring, right, is the idea of kind of getting that updated, but.
Yeah.
Probably need to assign out different sections to different folks to make sure that they're staying up to date.
do we have any intentions of starting to put newsletters out again?
Yes, yeah, we'll get them back out this month.
No, it's not.
No, good.
So one of the things that I'm thinking about, so historically, our newsletters have only gone to the unincorporated residents. So I think one way that we can change that up a little bit to make sure we're reaching the full township. Without like a drastic increase in the cost, because that's the reason we primarily just do it to the unincorporated, is rather than doing the full. Like booklet that goes to unincorporated, I was thinking of maybe sending out a mailer to notify folks that a newsletter, digital newsletter is available online, that they can do that, and then we'll have like printed copies available here if anybody wants to grab. I think that would allow us within roughly, hopefully close to the same budget, to then be able to send that notice to everybody within the township, all residents. So that not just unincorporated folks are aware of what we're doing,
Okay.
and especially as we're expanding services like Passport,
Yeah.
which is hopefully gonna generate some revenue next year.
They will.
Alright. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. So move. A second, please.
Second?
We'll do this by voice call. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstentions. Alright, meeting is adjourned at 9 PM. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
You turn off the recording there. Alright, let me get copies of the two warrants.